And we're live. Welcome, everybody. This is the Reality Czars podcast, and I'm your only host today, Nate. I don't know what the hell Tony's doing. You know what? He might have been awake. He probably could have joined us. I'm a dick. It is a Sunday. I don't think he's working. Maybe I'll fucking send him the link, and maybe he'll join us in a little bit. But either way, I am bringing to you the great General Lee. You want to say something, buddy?
No, then, mate. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Generally, a host and creator of Subconscious Realms. You can find me on Spotify, Anchor, and now Apple. Instagram at Subcon Realms 33 and Twitter at Subcon_Realms 33. Thanks,
And
mate.
we also have the great Texorcist here. Man, thank you so much for being here, Tex.
Thank you for having me.
And I don't think our audience knows this, but we've already recorded a little bit ago too. So we're going to have an episode with you coming out before this comes out, but that's going to be a fun one. We got into some fun shit.
Huh.
Oh, is that the one that you did last week, Nate?
Yeah, last week. Me and Tex did one in the morning. Tex, you want to tell folks where they can find you?
Yeah, they can just do a Google search the Texorcist live, and just you take your pick of what your platform that you want to listen to, and that's basically it. I mean, it's I'm on a lot of them, most of them. So just take your pick, and that's usually the best way. So,
fucking A, brother. Fucking A. All right.
You're probably on every single platforms available, aren't you, Tex, mate?
What now?
You're on probably every platform you could get, really.
Man, there's so many out there. I'm just probably hundreds of thousands, and I'm not even near that, but on a lot more than I ever thought that I would be. So,
well, both of you are smart for not using your real name and not showing your face. Well, I guess, Tex, you're showing your face, but like my stupid name's attached to this and my stupid face, so no turning back.
Picture,
I haven't been doxxed yet, so I still have a job and all that fun stuff. All right, gentlemen. How's it going? What are we talking about this morning?
Going good.
We came in here, no agenda.
What do you think, Tex?
Well, basically, I guess, whatever you want to talk about, just hopefully it's controversial and, heated, and, will raise some blood pressure.
Wow, we were talking last night about like big fat trannies showing their assholes on OnlyFans because they don't want to work at Taco Bell.
You were.
This was all text. I was telling them to calm down.
Straight into it, mate. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see how fast we can get this channel banned. We're on YouTube right now, so.
Oh, YouTube. Oh.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. I don't give a shit, dude. I go nuts on here. Like, I think I figured out why I don't get as many fucking bans as most people, because almost every time well, that's not true. One of my strikes, I was live streaming, but for the most part, like I live stream to YouTube, so I don't think they like fuck with it as much as they do when you just upload one. Because anyways, I don't know. I've had a couple strikes on YouTube, but like I say the most wacky shit up here. It's a joke now, but I'll say things like, hey, Bill Gates is a big fat tranny who's trying to give everyone AIDS with the vaccine. Watch, this video won't get taken down.
Crazy. Well, is it a possibility?
Oh, I think it's pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
He has some sweet titties. Have you seen Bill Gates' titties?
No, man.
There's
not
yeah,
yours.
there's some
Well,
I don't know. There's a picture out recently, dude. And he's packing a B cup.
Really?
And then his daughter, what the fuck is his
Unless-
daughter's name is Phoebe Gates, and she like posted a picture of herself in a bikini, and she was like, "This is right before Roe v. Wade ended," and she was like, "We're gonna save Roe." I've never been ashamed of my body, and she was basically doing like a slut pic, thinking that this was gonna save Roe v. Wade. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And so, anyways, my comment, I took it, and then I like commented, and I was like, something about, I don't fucking remember, but long story short, Bill has the better tits. She's got like 2 mosquito bites, and she
those might not be B cups, they might be tumors.
That's true. That's true. I mean, if you look at Bill Gates, though, like he's been feminizing and he's getting more and more feminine as he gets older, and the way he like sits, his whole posture, and he's getting titties, like his face too. Like he might actually be like on hormone therapy.
I think he might be,
I mean, I assume he's always had a micro penis. At this point, it might just be like a little mini dick. Like it might be a little clit at this point. Have you ever seen those? Have you ever seen those? It's like there's like a sweet, normal looking vagina, and then at the top there's like just a little tiny pecker. You know what I'm talking about? Those are freaky.
Fucking.
And they blast up too when they're.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh man, because you know who's famous for that? Tex, you might not even know, or General Lee, you might not know. Tex probably does. Do you remember the wrestler Chyna? You know who I'm talking about?
Chyna.
Yeah,
No.
Her name was Chyna. Look her up later. She was a big ass buff bitch, and she would always wear these little tiny little string bikinis and stuff. And god damn it, did I think she was attractive when I was a kid. I used to like jerk off to her all the time. And then she had a fucking porn video that came out, and she had one of those little mini dicks. Dude, it ruined scarred me for life.
Well, she
I think that's just scarred me.
She had taken, so many steroids.
Yeah, it made that clit turn into a dick.
Look at her jawline. I mean, you talk about, and I mean, this is not even funny. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just being serious. Her jawline and her facial features were very masculine when she died. I mean, like nobody's business. I mean, I'm serious, man. I mean, she was.
Let me see if I can pull her up.
I can't actually, because we're on my phone, mate. If I look on it, I'll go off.
Okay. I was going to pull it up on screen.
It might work for you, but it doesn't work on a phone.
Let's see here. Chyna, the American professional wrestler. Let's see if we. Good God. Yeah, she's disgusting. I don't know how I thought this was attractive when I was a kid, but I did. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull up a picture.
Let's have it, mate. Come on.
Get this. When I was a kid, I had the biggest crush. I had the biggest crush on Penny Marshall, Laverne and Shirley.
Who's that?
Oh my God.
I don't know who that is.
Laverne and Shirley.
Fucking hell, Tex.
And now I look at her and I'm like, I was a sick little kid, It's like, whoa.
Nate, where's this picture? Let me see.
Oh, I'm trying to make it full screen here. Let me see here. I think I jerked off to Jamie Lee Curtis once. That's pretty fucked up.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, she's another.
Halloween.
Here we go. I think so. Maybe. Okay, let me see. I think I can share this. No, go back to StreamYard. Go to share. Let's see here. So I think I can screen share. Come on, fuckhead. Okay, yeah, Chrome tab. There we go. Is it that one? I think it's that one. Yep. Okay. Now you guys can see her. Do you see her?
Yes.
This was my bitch, dude. I love this chick.
But but
I bet she's got a firm grip on her.
Mm-hmm.
Her jawline and my God, I mean your body. I mean that must have been like a picture. Like 2 or 3 years before she died. Because when she died, she was massive. I mean, she was big. I mean, muscular and everything. Like
she passed away, mate.
Yeah, I think her heart probably exploded or something. She was doing so much steroids, dude.
Yeah, it shows. I mean, it showed. It really did.
Now, what I can't show you right now, unfortunately, unless I pulled up a video, is her voice. Because she talked like this. She was trying, not quite that bad, but it was pretty fucking bad. Dude, the dirty talk. Yeah, stick it, suck my little pussy. Like, it'd just be terrible.
Sounded a bit weird, that. Are you gonna try? Did you say are you gonna put a voice up, mate? Or
I probably can. I'm not good with StreamYard, dude. I'm a fucking boomer. I probably can figure it out.
Mate. You don't want. I've seen her anyway. It would have been funny for put a voice to the face.
It's pretty bad, dude. Just look it up later and try not to get a boner, General.
Yeah, no problem, mate. I'll try and contain myself. Do you think? How old was she when she?
Not old, dude. Not old. She was like probably mid-30s. You think late 30s? Tex, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Somewhere around there.
I think you think right because there's quite a lot of people in pass away through steroid use. You think that they would fucking listen? Well, pay attention at least.
There are so many bodybuilders now that are dying left and right from steroids. I mean, but my God, I mean they don't just take like one cycle.
Yeah.
One dude was taking like 10 cycles, 10 different steroids, and was like taking like 10 times the dose. He was huge, and they talked to him, and he said he said, I think that it's well known, within the bodybuilding community. He said that we pay a price for being huge, and he says, and that price is dying young.
Yeah,
and the dude died like a year later.
Here too. So she died. It says she died of an overdose on alcohol in 2016. But it's because it was combined with anxiety drugs. She was on diazepam, norzepam, and she was on oxycodone and oxymorphone. I guess that's a word. And a sleeping aid, tranzepam. So like these folks don't only just like use shit tons of fucking steroids to get all ripped and huge, but then they like injure themselves like a motherfucker, and their backs are all fucked up, their knees are all fucked up, and so they do tons of fucking drugs.
Right. Well, what was I gonna say?
She died at 45.
45 years old.
But man, I mean, they're it's like when you weigh 315 pounds, it doesn't matter if it's muscle or fat, your heart doesn't know the difference,
Yeah, dude. Tall people die. Tall people die too because it's like an extra strain on their heart for the blood to fucking pump, throughout their whole body. And so these fucking people are huge. Most of them are fucking huge. I'm curious, how tall was China? But yeah, I mean, these folks, like, it's the same thing with like big dogs, dude. Like, you can make a Chihuahua live 20 years, but like a fucking Great Dane, they like die at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, though, isn't it?
She was 5'10". So, I mean, that's 5'10". A big woman, but like she wasn't like freakishly tall.
Yeah. Still young, though, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, way too young, dude.
It's a shame. Fucking.
Yeah, it is. It's bad.
I mean,
I still say if she hadn't been on a bunch of steroids, she might have been kind of sexy.
Well, I was just going to say then, I wonder if there's any pictures of her before she started jabbing herself up.
Let's find out. She might have always looked freaky, and that's why she went for it. Oh, dude, she was not cute when she was young. Oh, that's not flattering. But I'll pull it up anyways. Oh man, this had to have been in the 70s. This is terrible. Let's see here. It'll take me a minute to pull that up. But yeah, she was not cute. She was cuter with a mini dick. Let's see. But anyways, yeah, guys, keep talking. I'll pull up the gross photo in a second.
Hey, Tex, have you found anything new on Rene Le Chateau? Not spoke about that for a while.
No, not lately. But yeah, I haven't really looked into it. I haven't checked on it. But
I did find some. It was a couple of weeks ago. I will have saved it in a bookmark or something. I think it was an ebook or something like that. I'll send it you when I find it.
Let's see.
Okay. There's videos and there's books that are probably a lot better than the books that we have, but they're in French, so
Yeah.
That's the tough thing, man. There's a lot of fucking awesome books that I want to read that like are in fucking Russian, and then you have to translate those son of a bitches, and then translations aren't exact and they're not very good, and so then they're hard to fucking read. You know what I mean? You got to reread a fucking paragraph 3 times. Do you guys see her now?
Who's that, mate?
That's young, sexy China pre-dick.
That's not.
That's what it says. That was her, in high school.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with her. I mean, she's cute.
She's fine. It's her hairstyle is just very fucking 1970s.
Yeah,
dude. In 1970, I look like a human tadpole. So you're not gonna see any pictures of me then.
Now I gotta see him.
Crazy that, mate, isn't it? Just goes to show, doesn't it, what the extremities that people will go if they're not happy with something on their own body.
Oh man,
I mean, it's fucking sad, dude.
All these transcendients.
What about the dude that is becoming the black alien demon that has body modifications where he has his nose sliced off, he has part of his lips sliced off, has his ears cut off, and he's been tattooed. His face is like black and everything. He's had his teeth filed. It's like,
is he the demon dude?
Yes.
Is he from fucking South America, somewhere like that?
I don't know where he's from. But he's had 2 of his fingers amputated, so he has 3 fingers, and it's like, dude, I saw him on YouTube, and I'm like, holy hell! But I did make a post, on there, and just posted like, no, dude, you haven't gone far enough, God, keep going, go further,
Fucking lightweight, isn't it there, mate?
Yeah, it's like, man, and I guess he probably took it to heart or whatever if he read my post, because they said he was thinking about getting his legs amputated.
What the fuck for? Aliens have legs. What a stupid asshole.
So
aliens have legs.
so he could get prosthetic legs.
What an asshole.
Man, I mean, the dude is...
Tex, is it this guy you're talking about?
No.
Bullshit like that.
Well, it's not this guy?
Maybe.
What about those people
but
through no choice of their own?
The guy that I'm talking about is...
knobhead.
is completely black. He's been tattooed black now. I think that's him, but
that was a while ago, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
You know a lot of that.
He has these metal balls that have been put in his skull, where it looks like he's got a ridge on his head and everything. It's like, dude, man. I mean, ugh.
Do you know what? That's right. It's like for somebody who's like been in a war or had an accident and they've had to lose a leg. I think that, and you've got him who's just having just chopped something off for a laugh.
Right.
It's a bit fucking.
It's kind of fucked, dude. Like, there's these people. They are called like. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so they're like called. Do you see these freaks? It's the guy on the right, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's him.
His girlfriend actually could have been cute at one time too, but now she looks like a fucking freak.
She got red eyeballs.
They tattoo their eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are totally black.
Yeah, these people don't have any time. Or they have too much time on their hands. Too much time and money. Dude, tattooing is fucking expensive. But so there's these people that are called they're called trans crippled, right? So they feel like they were born with like
crippled.
Yeah, so like there's this one lady, I'll give you an example. So there's this one lady, she feels like she was supposed to be born blind, but she has two like working eyes, and so she's like really upset about it. And so like she would like sit there and like lay on the ground and stare at the sun for hours and shit, trying to blind herself. And like she's just out of her fucking mind. And so eventually like she's like takes this so far. So it's like literally like a trans person that thinks they're in the wrong body, except they think that they were supposed to be crippled, which is like, it just points out even more and more that it's called mental illness. Like, I'm sorry.
100%. There's no it's almost about that, mate.
So homegirl is like, she found a fucking psychiatrist that agreed to put like fucking like hydrochloric, some sort of fucking shitty acid in her eyeballs and blind her. So her fucking psychiatrist, so it's just like somebody that wanted to get their dick chopped off and get a sweet pussy put in.
They didn't do it, did they?
They did it. Yeah, and the bitch is blind. And now she's living off of like welfare and like government assistance because she's disabled, but she did it to herself. And so then she's like, they made like a stupid documentary about her, and she's sitting there and she's hanging out with a bunch of blind people. And now she's like stoked to be part of a community, and she's like hanging out with them. And then she tells her story and she tells them, yeah, I always knew I was blind my whole life. And so, yeah, I had it done. And then they all they don't look at her, but they all like face her direction. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, I would kill to be able to see. Like, this bitch had just blinded herself. And they were just like the cameras were rolling, so they were kind of being nice, but I'm sure like right after they were like, bitch, you gotta leave. Like, we don't want you here.
That's
with
I find that I am speechless, mate.
With the with the guy that's the black demon or whatever, with all the metal, enemy and everything. Just imagine him, walking through a hospital corridor, and I flip on the MRI machine, watch that sucker just be sucked in that tube and be like, oh man, I don't know how that happened, must have bumped up against it, turned it on.
Yeah.
I mean, those are really, really powerful. I mean, they can pull the magnetic force that an MRI machine has.
Yeah,
can literally, if it was on the side of the road and they turned it on, it would pull a car off the road.
Fucking hell! So that's really powerful, isn't it?
They check to make sure that you don't have any metal, in your body.
He's fucked, isn't
go in.
So he's married to that red-eyed chick. He's from São Paulo, Brazil. His name is Michael Faro de Prado. He's 44 years old. He's your age, Tex.
Oh, I'm 53.
Not Tex. I'm sorry. I keep fucking saying that. He's your age, Lee.
I don't know, mate.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try to find a picture of him before he did this. Let's see here. I'm looking him up. Yeah, before.
There's another one. Have you seen there's another one similar to that as well, Tex? The vampire lady. Have you seen her?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that one, Nate? Vampire lady.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I think she's from South America as well.
I think
what's going on with these South Americans?
I don't know, mate.
I think her babysitting, childcare businesses went down dramatically.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I mean, this woman could
welcome to the team, and them two turn up.
Yeah. And, the truth is she's probably like a psychologist, can you imagine walking in and, meeting a psychologist, she gets up and, man, she is.
Oh, yeah, there's some cookie ass lady that's a psychiatrist. I thought that was in Germany.
Might be German, mate.
It might be another one. Let's see here. Okay. I found a picture of him before. I will pop it up. Let's see here. Share, screen share. God, I'm bad at this. Let's see here. Is that one? It's that one. Okay. See, he was just like a normal beaner.
Mm-hmm.
Then he looked like a fucking tatted up dude. Like he was still kind of normal. And then what the fuck?
What the fuck's that on the right? It looks like the one on the left, Nate. It looks a bit like Sam Cowell.
That's funny. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and now film Apocalypse looks like one of them.
Now, when he sneezes, it's like wallpaper paste, just hits the wall.
Oh, fuck.
What did he do to his dick? He had to do something to his dick.
He had
to give himself hooks or something. Little spikes.
No.
Yeah.
Probably a wood chipper, Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But it's like all the transcendence and what's going on with all that. It's just the increase. It's just and now there's all these subgenres. It's crazy.
Yeah, buddy. Things are about to get real weird. Now, I had this. Who the fuck was I talking to? Somebody smart. They were talking about like how necessary is it going to be once we start getting like really stuck in augmented reality, like when we start getting really hooked up to the metaverse, like you're going to be able to make your avatar anything you want. So you could make it like a sexy girl. Maybe I won't need to feel the need to like chop off my pee-pee and turn it into a pussy. You know what I mean? Because I can live the majority of my life in the metaverse as a sexy lady.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because, I mean, the reality of it right now is that no matter what we do and no matter how far our medical bullshit is, like when I get my pee-pee, like first they chop off my dickhead. And that's going to be my clit. So they set it aside. Then they like stuff my pee-pee inside out and they carve it up and they turn my pee-pee into a fucking sweet pussy canal. And they stick it in there. And then they put the penis head back on top like it's a clit. And then they like do flaps and weird shit and make like labia. And so it's pretty gnarly. But long story short, no matter what you do, your body still looks at that like it's a wound. So it's constantly trying to like close it up and heal it. And so they give you like basically a big dildo to stick in there. And you have to just walk around with a fat dildo all the time or else your pussy will close. And the other problem is like, I don't know about you guys, but like there's hairs that grow on my dick. So like they stick it inside out like this. The hair doesn't stop growing. So then they get these like big hairy pussy canals. It's worse, dude, because then like dudes like blast a batch in there, and then like it's not an actual pussy. So like like vaginas like push things out and they clean themselves and you can like wash it and shit. So like you basically just have this hairy hole that you made that's a wound that like so like the fucking cum kind of like gets all gooey inside of your dick hair inside of your pussy and it kind of rots. And so they have these big rotty like hairy holes that they have to like sometimes go in there and chop out the cummy hair and stuff and like
oh Jesus, man.
It's the worst thing in the world, dude.
It's official. I'm never eating again.
It's straight up though. Like it's graphic, but this is real as fuck. And so it's like, would I choose to do that to myself, or could I just be a sexy girl online? You know what I mean? And because that's what they're trying to move us to. Like, I think that maybe this will solve some of it. Like, I think the mental illness will still go off the rails because, like, people will still identify with their sexy online avatar. But
I feel like that I am forever unclean now.
Yeah, buddy. So yeah, I don't know, dude. Can you imagine though? Like the whole rest of the world decides they're like, you know what? It's fine. We're just gonna be sexy ladies online, and you're just sitting there with your oh, dude, with your like scabby, cummy hair hole. Like, it's just got to be the worst. You're just sitting there like, fuck.
Oh, man.
Because I don't think you could ever have an orgasm again. Anyways, like you can fiddle your little dickhead clit, but like I don't think they can come anymore. Like it just.
I mean, imagine what's going on in their head, but they're very confusing.
It sucks, dude. Yeah, I mean that's the closest that I can imagine to like demon possession. It's like you're being oppressed and possessed by a demon that keeps whispering in your ear, "You're in the wrong body. You're in the wrong body."
Tell you what, I bet demons
the only time you'll ever be happy. Yeah, but how sad is that? The only time you'll ever be happy. The only time you'll be happy is if you change your body to be in the body that you feel that you need to be. And see, like to me, like this is like the conversation that I was having with David Icke. Is like we were talking about like how you identify too much with this. Like we are a spiritual being inside of a flesh suit. So like basically like it's really sad and awful, but these transgender people are like they are identifying too much with the flesh self and they're just freaking the fuck out. Like, dude, this is temporary as fuck. You know what I mean? We are eternal beings inside of a flesh suit. And like, what are you saying, Tex?
You had said that it's just a matter of time before we are part of the metaverse, and then we can create our characters, our avatars. Yeah. Well, if you think about it, we are avatars. We're already avatars.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. In this video game. And so but this is like a fixed avatar that you're stuck with. And so then they're just like doing whatever they can to change characters. And it just sucks because you are unfortunately stuck in this meat suit and you just fucked it up. And like this meat suit can be heaven and this meat suit can be hell. You can make your reality what you want. You know what I mean? You can have a fucking great time or you can have a shitty time. And they decided to have a real shitty time. And I keep saying decided. I don't know, man. I mean, they literally are born with that mental illness. But do you know what's fucked? Is that the majority of the people that are turning and switching now, they're not born that way, dog. Like, there's a reason why there's like, dude, the trans shit has gone from like one in a fucking, like, I don't know, 200,000 people to now it's like fucking 200,000 people, if not more than that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's a fad now and it's being pushed by the media and it's being pushed by like mainstream bullshit and movies and television and telling everybody, hey, just drop your tits off, chicks. You know what I mean? Like, it's really fucked up, dog.
It's really bad to understand at such a young age as well.
I mean, just before really you're old enough to even tell me what your favorite color is, before you're even able to tell me what your favorite food is, like, you know what I mean? There's like, I think I'm in the wrong body, daddy, because like some big fat tranny teacher of mine told me I was and gives me attention when I say that. So give me some medication that'll make my fucking, dick shrivel up and I'll grow some tits.
Well, yeah. Of course, for me, personally, if there's a trans person or whatever, and they treat me nice, and they're friendly, hell, I'll be their friend, Don't have anything against them at all.
I have trans friends. I know people that are trans. I don't have a problem with it. My issue is like when you tell me it's okay for kids to start transitioning. Like if you're an adult and you choose what to do with your avatar, like this is my avatar. Like I'm very libertarian in the point that I think that you own yourself. Like I think that generally you're in charge of you. Tex, you're in charge of you. You get this meat suit. This is your one life. Now my problem is when you try to get the taxpayers to pay for it, because then you're taking my money to do it to yourself. That's one issue that I have. The second issue I have is when you're trying to talk minors into doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I get an issue. Like, I literally don't give a fuck. Tex, if you want to have a sweet, scabby, cummy hair hole, okay, Tex. Like, I might, on a personal level, because you're a friend, I might be like, dog, I might advise against it. But this is your life. Do what you want to do. But a fucking 6-year-old, don't put him on hormone replacement therapy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's wrong. It's just very wrong.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, that is messed up.
Well, the shittiest part is too, because like in your neck of the woods, General, they started doing this because like England is so fucking gay, dude. England's so progressive in shitty ways. They made it in ways like, so if a girl would like tell her parents like, hey, I think I need a dong, and their parents are like, I don't know about that. Like, first of all, I think they can take your kids away. But second of all, like more than that, they can go get meds and shit without their parents' permission. And so like, and then also like they outlawed counseling that would be like, hey, let's talk about this. Are you sure that you think you need a penis? Because like maybe you're just a lesbian, or maybe you're just going through fucking, you're going through puberty right now and your emotions are fucking crazy and your brain isn't even fully formed until you're 25. And like, there's a lot of shit going on in your life right now. Maybe,
definitely, mate. I fully agree with you, mate. But just out of curiosity, mate, what medication are they apparently getting without?
Well, okay. So when they're little, they give them something called a hormone blocker. So so these hormone blockers stop them from going through puberty. Right. But there's issues with that too. We can get to that in a minute. But then they'll start the cross-sex hormones when they probably are like 12 or 13 or something. Yeah. So then if you're a little boy, they start giving you fucking estrogen and stuff so you can start growing boobs. So what's happening in England, just to circle back to that real fast, there's a bunch of girls that are like now in their like 20s and stuff. And I thought they were like suing the NIH because they were like, look, you guys didn't warn us at all. You guys, National Health Services, right?
NHS, yeah.
Yeah, so they're pissed because they're like, look, you didn't give us any counseling on this at all. You just told us, hey, sweet, yes, we're gender affirming, so you want to be a man now. And so like all these young women, they like shave, they literally like cut off their breasts, turned them into like pecs, gave them a bunch of hormones. They all got full fucking beards, and none of these girls now, or whatever you want to call them, can have babies anymore. And now these 25, 30-year-old poor, unfortunate souls are like, look, you guys didn't tell me any of the warnings. You didn't tell me like any of the downsides, and now like I realize I'm not transgender. I was just gay. Like I was just a lesbian. And now I like want to be able to like have a fucking baby and I can't. Well, and so it's really
it's unfortunate that, mate. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, does it? They've made that choice. Now, I know it's fucking not what people want to hear, but I'm just saying it from my perspective that they made a choice.
True, but General, this is why I have an issue with it. It's because these kids were told this by their government when they were underage, and they were not given the like pros and cons. They were like, pro, you can have a sweet dick that we make you. Con, it's not a real dick and you'll never orgasm again. Pro, like you could have a chest.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know.
Well, so to me, it's just that I think that we're going to look back at this in like 50 years, and this is going to be considered one of the most fucked up things that the government ever did.
It's really fucked up, yeah.
And here's the other issue. I see this as more of the overpopulation agenda, the more of them trying to like cull a bunch of people, because like, what's the best way to do this? Like well, first of all, they're pumping us full of hormones all the time anyways. And then they're filling our like diets full of soy. And so that like it raises estrogen in men, and it like lowers testosterone and like makes dudes grow boobs. It makes dudes like infertile, not enough, like gives them smaller penises, gives them less sperm, less potent sperm. Like they're like doing this on purpose anyways. And then there's also things in plastic that do the exact same thing, that mimic hormones and that are basically sterilizing men and turning them into fucking females. That's one thing that they're already doing. But then on top of that, they're like telling these people like, hey, it's okay to be gay. So like what happens when you're gay? You're just fucking the same sex, and you're not having sex with the opposite sex. You're not making babies. And then on top of that, just to cure it, if you do have kids, hey, they're probably trans. Why don't you fucking sterilize them and chop off their dicks and pussies? Like to me, it's an anti-human. It's an attack on the population.
Definitely is, mate.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up.
It is, yeah.
But so going back to the fucking, going back to the transgender, like after they give you the same sex or the opposite sex hormones, like this is the sad thing, because like there was I mean, again, sad, whatever. I know generally you're like, fuck them, throw them in a wood chipper, but. Let's say there's that.
I know what you mean, mate, but I get what you mean. It is a shame, but
you live with the choices you make. I get it.
Yeah, personally, I don't mean to sound cold-hearted. What I mean is, I don't believe for 1 minute that they're telling it how it really was and how it is.
Maybe. I mean, look at what's happening right now. Like it's, to me, like it's pretty fucked what they're doing to kids right now in elementary school this minute. They're telling them that shit. And like they're teaching them about anal sex and oral sex, and they're teaching them how to do butt fucking and stuff like that. And like you're like, dude, like 6-year-olds don't need to know that shit.
No,
they don't need to know safe anal sex. Like little kids shouldn't like be having sex at all. Like maybe teach this shit to them, I guess, when they're like 13 or something, but like, how about you just shut the fuck up and let parents teach their own kids stuff? But what I was going to go back to the cross-sex hormones is, like, there was this one example of, this was an early on one. It was this little boy who really did look like a little girl. And he goes by Jazz or something like that. Jazz, I don't remember. And this little girl, now it looks like a little girl, because they had started the hormone therapy, like the hormone blockers, like really early, like when it was like 3. So it never went through any fucking puberty at all. Yeah, it was pretty fucking young, dude. It was shockingly young. This was like the first poster child of this. They tried this and they did it. They must have done it in some shitty liberal state, something in California or something. And so like, their penis never developed. So like it still looks like a baby dick. You know what I mean? And so it's so tiny and so fucked up. And like their whole area would never develop. Like I think that Jazz, that person, whatever, is now an adult, but they can't even turn it into a vagina because there's not enough there to do anything with. And so they're like, now it's just like stuck with a little nub, or I guess they could just take it all off and they could be like a Barbie doll.
Go back a Barbie doll.
Fucked up.
Fucking hell, man. It's just as when you thought it couldn't get any worse, but it has.
Is Tex just over there just like, are you doing okay, Tex?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just listening.
Concerned. It is concerning. It is very concerning.
I just see this as just another one of the multiple prongs of the anti-human agenda. You know what I mean? The depopulation agenda.
Yeah.
And it's a big one, man. And it's just one of these that, like, I think, though, too, I've been listening to enough folks that, like, this shit is getting really unpopular because they're pushing it so hard that normal people, for the most part, normal people are sort of like me. They're like, well, I don't care what an adult does with their body. I guess, like, yeah, you guys can go butt fuck and stuff like that, whatever. Like, as long as you're not making me butt fuck, you know. but at some point they're just like, well, now we're gonna have a pride parade and we're gonna butt fuck in the streets and we're gonna show kids, like they just start like pushing it and start going further and further and further and further. Yeah. And now we're gonna teach your 3-year-olds how to butt fuck. And
that's what will happen. Nate, that will happen. It's only a matter of
time. Happening right now. They're teaching them shit in school. Like they're like, it's fucking terrible. They're having little kids dance at fucking gay bars in San Francisco. And in San Francisco and in what's it called?
Seriously?
In Austin, Texas. Yeah, look that shit up. It was a drag queen bar. They had these like 6-year-olds up there dancing, and there's like creepy men giving them money. And in the background, it says it's not going to lick itself. Like that's why they have a big poster in the back, and there's these little kids doing like drag queen shows. They're not naked, but like, dude, drag queens dress like sluts. So it's little boys dressed like sluts dancing for gay men. Like, dude, like if I was a gay dude, I'd be like if I was a normal fucking gay dude that just wanted to fuck another dude, I'd be like, can you get the kid off the stage? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is obviously pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? It's like normal gay dudes are looking at this, are like, why the fuck are there kids in here? This is a seedy, gross bar. You know what I mean? Like, I just butt fucked this dude in the corner over here. And we did coke off each other's dicks. Why is there kids in here? You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, I have gay friends. Like, one of my best friends growing up is gay. We used to go to gay bars all the time and hang out. They're debaucherous as fuck. Dude, I used to hang out with them. We used to fucking do like, anyways, like I've done some wild shit, never gay stuff, but but my friend was gay and he wanted to take me places. So we hung out and I saw some gnarly shit. That's not a place for a kid. That's not a place for a kid to go.
I can imagine, mate. I can imagine.
That's a place for gross, deviant adults to go to. But what I was saying is the problem is that they're pushing so hard and trying to normalize this shit so hard that it's like a fucking, it's like a goddamn rubber band being pulled back. It's going to shoot the other way, and then it's going to be gnarly, dude. Like, then we're going to get like the Handmaiden's Tale. We're going to get like a hard right fucking like response. And it probably needs to happen. I don't know. And especially if this country starts getting hungry, like if like the economy keeps getting worse and there's like straight up bread lines and shit and people are hungry, they're going to fucking like these trans people are going to get hung in the streets and shit. Like, it's going to get gross and going to get fucked up.
Yeah. Hey, mate, all it takes is one incident that could trigger something, and that's it.
What now?
That is it. All it could take is one minor incident, and it'll just all flare up and get silly.
Well, because this, dude, like this entire like free flowy, let's fuck everything that moves. Let's all just be weird. Let's like wear dresses and chop off our peepees and have, like weird, gross, scabby cum holes. All that is out of luxury, dude. That's a place of privilege. That's like what rich nations do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, poor nations don't fuck around with that. You know what I mean? They don't have that shit going on. They have bigger problems. They're like, am I a man or a woman? Or like, am I gonna have food to eat today? Mm-hmm. Like what's the bigger question? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is. What's okay. Nick? What about you again in there?
I'm right in the middle of this shit, dude. I'm pretty close to Portland, Oregon.
Right. Yeah, you did say last night, didn't you?
This is why I got to be careful, because like Antifa might show up to my house and kill me or something.
Is it that bad?
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. It's not most of the time, especially where I'm at. I moved outside of Portland. So, like, I'm north of Portland. And so, like, I'm in a small community with a bunch of rednecks with guns. And I've got enough guns. Like, they can come try to kill me if they want, I guess.
I don't think they will, mate.
I don't think they will. But, like, if for any reason I ever became, like, a popular dude and, like, this video came out and, like, absolutely would they dude, there's no way this video is not getting taken down from YouTube. I can't believe this is on YouTube right now. This is fucking funny and hilarious.
Hey, but Nate, what do you ever get many like UFO encounters or any like cryptids or anything around your way?
So I have never seen a cryptid, unfortunately. I am looking for cryptids like crazy. UFOs, I've seen a few, dude.
Really?
I've seen a fucking few. Yeah, it started like 2 years ago. Me and my wife, we were on our first, anniversary. And so like we were camping out in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude, like middle of nowhere, because that's the way we like it. We were near a place called the Painted Hills, if people want to look that up. Like we were in Mitchell, Oregon. I'm pretty sure it's Mitchell, Oregon. And we were basically camping on the Painted Hills. We found like some real like rustic-ish area. And so like there's zero light pollution. There's zero anything around us, dude. The next human was probably 20 miles away. And all of a sudden, we see this crazy fucking light come up off the hill, and it keeps getting closer to us, and it almost is like fucking with us, dude. And we could feel like a fucking presence coming off that thing. Like we could, like it was almost trying to like communicate with us, and it was freaking us out, dude. And I took a grainy fucking footage of this on my phone, so I could probably try to throw that up on Instagram or something at some point.
Hey, that would go that way if you did.
Yeah, and then you will get a message from the NSA. Stay right where you are.
Yeah, dude, it's wild, dog. Because I sincerely thought it was like fucking with us. It would get closer, and then it would go back away. Then we get closer, and like there was zero, like where we were at. Like people will say, "Do you think it was a drone?" But like where we were at, there was literally nothing, nobody. You could hear anything, and there was zero sound. So this thing, like fucking drones are noisy. So like this was like a floating orb. It was a big white orb, and it was like vibrating and rotating and like doing weird shit and moving like crazy fast. And it like anyway, so like I had a gun because I always have a fucking gun. It was like, do I shoot it? I was like, this thing might kill me if I try to shoot it. And then we were like, do we get in the car and run? And so like we thought about it, but like there's one road, dude. There's one fucking road, and there's not another person for like fucking miles. We're like, if this thing wants to like come kill us, it will. But you know what's funny? Yeah, we're in the fucking sticks, dude. The boonies, dude. But like, here's the thing: is that we were right by the campfire, and then I was talking to someone else. Maybe I was talking to Chris Matthew from Forbidden Knowledge News. He was telling me this. I think he told me this, that there's like power that like. Oh, maybe I was talking to somebody else. Anyways, there's something that like is protecting. If you stay near the campfire, it can't like fuck with you. Like there's something about like, anyways. So maybe if we had tried to run, it would have came and got us. Like I don't know. I have no idea. Still to this day, I have no idea what the fuck that was. But it freaked us the fuck out. So that was the first UFO that we saw, and then since then, I've probably seen like 3 more. And it's just a crazy thing, dude. And like, I don't know what the fuck they are. Like, and they're now acknowledged by our fucking government that there are fucking UFOs and shit. So,
yeah,
I have no idea.
It's like they're trying to deny it, but at the same time they're not. It's like they're fucking about us, isn't it?
Well, they'll straight up say like, at this point they say yes, there are UFOs or UAPs, whatever they call them. And they're like, no, we don't know what they are.
Right.
And they're lying. They know what the fuck they are, or maybe they don't.
They have to be what would be called ultra dimensional. Can just pass through dimensions. I mean, be it the 4th, 5th, 6th dimension, whatever. Because they are nuts and bolts, and then they vanish. They're not there. So have to ask yourself, well, where are they going? Well, it would be another dimension, and very strange.
Yeah, it's fucking very strange, dude. I don't know what they are. And I do think that they have to be interdimensional.
And another thing is ask yourself, are they there if they're not being observed, which would link them to our own consciousness?
Well, see, that's an interesting question in general. Like, is there anything there if it's not being observed? Like that whole thing that, like, if we are in what the hell do you call that? A simulation. Like, this is a video game, like a very advanced video game. It's like everything has to be like put together. As soon as I turn my head, all of a sudden this shit is generated. That whole idea.
That's right.
And so there's this whole idea too that I find fucking fascinating. And I've heard people talk about this. They're like, that's one of the reasons why they say don't go out in the woods alone. And it's not just because, like, hey, there might be a bear and they could eat you, but also, like, there's this fascinating concept too. It's like that, like, maybe the simulation doesn't think you're important enough to, like, try to waste all that energy just for you. So if you go out in the middle of the woods and you just keep going, it's like, fuck it. You're like a parasite on the energy field or whatever. And you'll just get sucked up into the code. You know what I mean? Because it has to keep generating more and more for you.
Yeah.
And so if you're not an important enough player, I mean, maybe if you're an NPC and you just, like, go rogue and you decide to go out in the middle of the woods, like, you know what I mean?
You fucking know, mate. Yeah, I know.
You just get eaten up by the code. I don't know. That's fascinating. So you got to bring somebody with you.
Yeah. Do you know? I don't know if I mentioned this last night, Tex. The missing 411 cases.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about those freaky people in white.
Yeah. Just the old concept of it is fucking fascinating. Because, like, where are they going? Or they'll appear like
that would make sense, right? If they just got eaten up by the ether, if they got eaten up by the code because they just weren't important. I mean, that's fucked up to say to your missing loved ones. They just weren't important, so they just got. They probably weren't real, anyways. They were just computer generated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's crazy ones where they'll have a search party looking out for a kid. This is just a rough example, and they'll look in an area, and then when they'll recheck it, they'll find it in the area they've already looked at.
Have you heard about this, Lee? Have you heard? So, like, sometimes a kid will go missing out in the middle of the woods, and they'll be gone for like a week, and this kid should have been dead. And they find him, and he's just fine. He's had food, he's had water, and they're like, "Where the fuck were you? What happened?" And they'll fucking say things like, "Well," they'll say something like, "Oh, a bear came and he fed me and gave me water and food and shit." You're like, "What?"
Fucking crazy, man. Crazy.
And they'll say something that just sounds just like a Bigfoot. Bigfoot came and gave me food and water and hung out, and, like, we slept in a cave and, like, took care of me and shit. And you're like, so maybe first of all, maybe they have, like, some sort of spiritual protection, like, maybe, because I've heard actually that Bigfoot is a kind entity. He's not an evil entity. He can get mad, but I think he gets angry depending on your intentions. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're out there with a kind heart, like, he's not going to go out there and do anything to you. If you're out there trying to hunt him and shoot him, he might kill you. But, like, so, like, a pure of heart little child might go out there, and, like, this interdimensional being might, like, take pity on him and be like, "All right, come over here, kid. Here's some food. Here's some water." That's fascinating. And or maybe this kid is important to, like, the code. Maybe this kid is going to be, like, a significant character, and they can't let it die. So they generate something like a Bigfoot, or generate something that the kid might recognize and keep the kid alive. I don't know. What do you think about that? I don't know, man.
And there was one where where this kid was like, 4 or 5 years old, and he said, Grandma took care of me in the cave, but it was the other grandma that looked like you. And he was talking to his real grandmother. Now, how about that?
Interesting. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, dude, the world is so much bigger and so much weirder than we give it credit for. We try to keep our reality and what we see in a box so it makes sense to us. This place doesn't make sense. At least not, not the way that we're told. It doesn't fit in the box.
Yeah. Right. Doesn't make sense, does it, sometimes?
There's a lot more going on. And I like it, man. It's fascinating.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Like I said to you, mate, I can't. My mind changes all the time. There's that many different things. Like, you're looking for something and you'll find something else, and then you'll find something else, and it's just continuous.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, this is why I don't get too fixated on any one theory. Because I like them all, dude. Like, we can talk Tartaria, we can talk hidden history, we can talk Bigfoot, we can talk aliens, we can talk about government corruption, we can talk about all these different things, and all of it is an important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah,
and I don't know if the Earth is a donut, like it's hollow, or if it's flat, or if any of it even exists. If we're in a fucking simulation, and so I don't get fixated I try not to on any one fucking theory, and I don't try to stick my fucking feet in the ground and say this is true, because how the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
I like to hear about people's different theories, because I think that the more we explore ideas, the closer to a truth that we can find. But I don't know, man. This is a weird place.
Yeah. It's getting weirder as well. Weirder.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's a white pill for me. I think humans are awesome. I like humans in general. I think that humans are pretty adaptable and that we will figure some shit out. I think that whatever these reptile freaks that are in charge of us, that are trying to fucking kill us and trying to really consolidate power, I don't in Project Looking Glass, they lose every time. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried. I'm going to try to take care of my family, and then I'm going to try to take care of my my community around me. I've got a really awesome church community, things like that, and that's all I can do. And we just got to take care of each other. And fuck you, I'm not eating your bugs. I'm not taking your fucking vaccine. You can go fuck yourself. Me and my family are not going to change our fucking gender. And we're just going to fucking be human. And you reptiles can go fuck yourself and eat a dick.
Fair play, mate. Fair play.
Gents, I probably gotta get going, man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut this close to an hour.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for having us on there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, I love talking to you guys. Yeah, so anytime you guys want to come on, hit me up. We can have some fun.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Do you guys want to give your plugs one more time?
Yeah. Do you want to go to Texorcist? Do you want me to go?
Yeah. Just you can reach me at just do a Google search the Texorcist Live, and just choose your platform, and you'll find all my shows there. So,
hell yeah, General Lee.
Yeah, General Lee, also creator of Subconscious Realms, available on Anchor, Spotify, and now Apple. Instagram at Subcon Realms, so at Subcon_Realms33. And Twitter is at SubconRealms33. And email subconsciousrealms@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Brothers, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nate.
I'm going to hit the outro.